Hi, hello students. Welcome to LTX classes. Today we're gonna deal about places in the news. By me, this is SPR. So in the places in the news, this is more important for your UPSC and competitive exam preparations. So we'll be seeing in detail so the place which is in the news, why it has been in the news, and then I will be analyzing the geographical importance of it and map oriented study. Then again we'll be analyzing in detail the detailed analysis of the so-called places in the news and why it is so important for your exam point of view, and everything we will be dealing in complete exam point of view approach for the UPSC preparations. So the today's of the place in the news is Keibul Lamjao National Park. So this is also famously called as the floating national park in the world, only floating national park in the world. So this stands as the most important topic for your competitive exam preparation. So kindly watch it till the end so you will understand in detail of the news. So first of all, let me explain why this concept or this place has been in the news. Here you can see here the protest against the move to shift heritage park site in Manipur. See here, the locals has been protesting as the BJP-led government has announced that heritage park would come near the Keibul Lamjao National Park. What is it? Actually, initially, the plan was to build a heritage park in the premises of the Keibul Lamjao National Park. So now we are required to know that what is heritage park site. First of all, heritage park site or heritage center, which means it is a center or and also a museum. Okay, here museum it which also will be including the park which has a garden, park, everything in its premises, and it will be attracting more tourism. So and it also excels the and also shows the importance of the location and importance of the place and monuments, and it attracts more people over to the heritage park. So people are expecting when this heritage park comes in the location of the Keibul Lamjao National Park, it will attract more tourists and it will promote the place. But as the government announced, they're gonna change the place, heritage site place, from the Keibul Lamjao National Park in the Bishnupur district to the closest, which means 6 kilometers away from the premises of this national park. This is it in the news. Now let me explain geographical importance of it and map analysis. Then I will go into the detailed analysis of the Keibul Lamjao National Park, which is important for your exam preparations. Okay, now let us see in brief where this Keibul Lamjao National Park is located. See here, we call it as a floating national park, and it is located in so-called Manipur. So Manipur state, Keibul Lamjao National Park in the Loktak Lake. In the Manipur, it is located in the Loktak Lake. See here, geographical location of Manipur will be looking in a brief. So to the west of Manipur, there is Assam present over there, and to the north, Nagaland, and to the south here, Mizoram is connecting the Manipur, and to the east, there is a Myanmar, other country connecting to the Manipur, where international boundary is present over there. And next, let me show the important location for this. This Keibul Lamjao National Park, floating national park, is present in the so-called Loktak Lake. This is the Loktak Lake present in the Manipur. This Loktak Lake is drained by the two rivers. One is Nambol River and another is Nambul River. Nambul River passes through the Impal, the capital city of the Manipur, and then reaches the so-called Loktak Lake. So this has a major importance in the Manipur landform and geographical, economical, political, and all the other perspective. See here, it is located in the center of the Manipur, and it is providing major source of drinking water, irrigation water, everything to the places and peoples around this so-called Manipur region. So if this other locations is not necessary, if any current affairs news persists and if it stands to be important for your competitive exam preparations, then remember the places surrounding it to it. But now there is no such importance, so we just leave it as per se. Okay guys, here you can see the island, how beautiful it is located in the Loktak Lake. So here let me write it down. So this so-called Keibul Lamjao National Park is located in Loktak Lake. and also it is called as the floating national park. So here floating national park, which is more and more important because this is the only floating national park in the world. See here, in the world itself, this is the only national park which is considered as the floating national park. You will be asking the question, sir, why do we call this as the floating national park? So how it can be considered as the floating national park? You must be asking the question, I must be answering it. So don't worry. Here, if you see the image, you will get the idea. So if you are viewing the image here, what you can see here, so small huts are present over there. So in between the lake, there is a grass, everything over present over here, and everything is floated with grass and other material, organic and mud type and also decomposed materials. So this is considered as the so-called floating. Okay, here habitat and also very few people will be also moving over there and residing, and their day-to-day habitats will be running over there. But what is this floating part called as? They call it as fumdis. So what is fumdis? Fumdis means this floating islands is called as the fumdi. So you know that this part is considered as the fumdis. So why they are called as fumdis means this have a decomposed plant material. See here, this has a decomposed materials floating over the lake, and this is called as the fumdis, and it has a more economic importance, political importance and international importance because this has been considered as the Ramsar site. Okay, Ramsar site. What is this Ramsar site? This is the wetland conventions. Okay, now wetland conventions is called as the Ramsar sites. So what is wetland means? A land where water will be continuously residing over there and present over there is considered as the wetland. So historically in 1966, not way back in history but recent history, in 1966 it has been announced as the wildlife sanctuary. So first time it has been announced as the wildlife sanctuary, and again in 1977 it has been officially gazetted as national park. So from then we has been considering this as the national park, and there is also it has a most important different type of fauna. Fauna means what? Fauna, let me say that also. Fauna means animal life. Animal life will be considered as the fauna. So okay, plant life will be considered as the comment in the comment section. So you will come to know and I will come to know. So regarding the animal life, there is a uniqueness that is called as Shanghai deer. Shanghai deer is endemic. What is endemic? Endemic means only restricted to that region, which means this will be present only in certain locations, only restricted to this Manipur. Actually, in way 1950s, they were considered this so-called Shanghai deer has been extinct, but recently later in 1950s people has rediscovered so-called Shanghai deer in Manipur, and it has been endemic and only located over this region only. And also that it has a different names and also called as brow antlered. Okay, brow antlered deer, brow antlered deer, and it is also scientifically called as the Ruservis. Okay, Ruservus LDLD. Ruservus LDLD means that is the name of the so-called brow antlered deer, and also this is famously called as the dancing deer. Dancing deer of the Manipur, and this is the state animal of the so-called Manipur. And there are also different other habitats living over there, and also many migratory birds. Many migratory birds also visit this place as a special place for them, and international birds everything visit over there. And also the Loktak Lake that we had spoken has a major important, that Loktak Lake is the largest freshwater lake. This is the largest freshwater lake in so-called northeast. So freshwater lake in northeast region. So this has a major importance, and also this Loktak lake will be of a different types of mass vegetations located over there, and this Loktak lake will providing most source of irrigation to the surrounding regions and places in the Manipur, and also supply as a drinking water. So this supplies the drinking water supply to the many regions. So this Loktak Lake itself has a major importance. Already we know that it has been announced as the Ramsar site and it has been included in the Montreal's records. So it has been included in the Montreal's records in 1993. And there are also endemic and Shanghai, as we had seen this Shanghai deed. This is also under IUCN a list as the endangered. So this is considered as the endangered species. Sir, does this information is required and we need to learn all such that, or this information is authentic that we need to know everything when it is in news? Let me explain why this place is important, and also what are all the, let me explain the threats, and let me show why this topic is much more important when you are reading this UPSC preparation. See here, threat faced by these animals and wildlife over here is grazing. Overgrazing is an issue, and people are converting the region to the cultivation. So more population increases, we use the forest land or this region covered by these wetlands under the cultivations. And also there is a issue of fish farming that is also creating the issue, which means for the fish farming the people around there encroach means what? So when they acquire, the illegal acquisition of the land is considered as the encroachment, which means that is not a people's land but it's a government or some forest land. People slowly encroach and acquire them and convert them into their own agricultural lands. And also there is an additional threat of hunting of this so-called rare species of the Shanghai type of deers. And also there is also another threat, which means man-made activity of hydroelectric. So here hydroelectric project is planned to be constructed closest to this lake. This is also a threat to the natural habitation present over there. So these are all the things that has been covered over there. And also it is this so-called this lake and all animals has been protected under Wildlife Protection Act 1972 of the India. So Wildlife Protection Act of the 1972 protects this so-called Shanghai deer, and even after the major hurdles and these things, they stood as the greatest pride of the nation and importance for your exam preparations. And overall understanding of this Keibul Lamjao National Park will help you in overall understanding for your prelims and mains perspective of learning. This topic comes under the so-called, if you're preparing for GS3, it has a geographical importance in GS1, and also other thing for map locations it stands as a GS1 paper. And if you're preparing for mains, it is also part of GS3, which is environment related topic. So this is environment ecology related topic and states related news. And why this news is more important, let me show that. So this topic has been already present in the UPSC questions. You can look it over the question asked in 2015. Which of the following national park is unique in being a swamp with floating vegetation that support a rich biodiversity? Here you got your answer. Here the clue is present over here. Floating vegetation, what they had provided? Floating vegetation. I had said that floating vegetation is called as fumdis. Fumdis that is present in this Keibul Lamjao National Park. So your answer will be Keibul Lamjao National Park, because in the worldwide there is no other floating national park located in all over world. This is the only floating national park which is of a unique conditions and landform. Everything has its own unique habitat and everything. All over we had completed in detail understanding of what is important for this topic. Okay guys, thank you, thanks for watching peacefully. So if you like the video, kindly give a like button, and if you want much more videos like this, kindly comment for much more videos, and we'll be dealing in detail for the places that are in news for your geography and overall preparation, something related to environment, locational importance, whatever needed for the detailed analysis, we'll be providing the videos. Okay guys, thank you, thanks for the day, bye bye, take care. This is me, SPR, signing off. Have a nice day.